A medium muff.
All right.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, mining, fixing, really, play,
Tragedy has struck the YouTube industry, Steve.
What?
Rick Beato got
What's that, Ryan? Tell me more.
Rick Beato got a copyright strike.
I heard he's an industry plant.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Like a cactus or like a succulent?
I think he's like a succulent. Like
maybe a fern?
Like
what kind of industry plant are we talking about?
Been slowly growing over the last 5 years, and he's reached 2 million people now. It's definitely like succulent status.
Okay, so he's like a Joshua tree. It takes years and years and years for them to grow.
A century yucca.
I told you I didn't want to take it this direction, and you went all the way that direction. So anyways, Rick Beato, he always gets demonetized and stuff like that on his channel.
Yeah, a lot of guys do that, and
he constantly complains about it. Like it seems like every other time I see a Rick Beato video show up, it's him being like, I got copyright strike, I got demonetized, and every single time, I honestly don't watch much of his content, but every single time, my gut reaction is like, we almost never get those. And when we do get something like that, it's because we played a listener's song and they had it registered with CD Baby or something like that. And I'm totally fine with us losing the $1.50 that we make for monetization going to a listener. And they'll probably get 35 cents from CD Baby when it's all said and done.
All of you CD Baby guys, DistroKid, who else? Who else have we gotten them from?
Yeah. All those people. But he's a much bigger channel, so it's like, yeah, I get it. It sucks to have a video that you worked hard on get taken down.
Right. But it's also, that's actually, because I watch a few different YouTubers who just basically, all of their videos review music videos or like live performance. Like there's a bunch of them. There's one guy who's got like, I don't know, like we're in the wrong business because he has like 8 million subs. And basically he's like, pop singers, can they sing live? And so he'll compare the music video, which is the studio track, to like a live performance of the same artist and be like, no, they're pretty good live, or oh, they suck live, or whatever.
There's so many videos that use content in them.
Yeah. And literally every single one of the videos for that guy, it's actually funny because he does a video, like one video a day.
Right.
Or like, 3 or 4 videos a week or whatever. And again, 8 million subs. So he's losing like thousands of dollars a week.
Could you imagine having 8 million subs? I don't think I'll ever be hungry enough to eat 8 million sub sandwiches.
Well, it just depends on the size of the sandwich.
That's true. Like little sandwiches, maybe.
If you had like a microtome, you could just take a foot long and cut it into 8 million slices. And technically, I guess you could say you have 8 million subs. But
Rick does these videos where he like dissects songs and talks about songs. Yeah. And in the we did a little bit of homework, which makes me feel dirty that we actually like researched something. We watched his video talking about this, and he says, "Why are you doing that?" Stop touching that, Steve.
It's a solo button. It doesn't do anything to the recording.
Okay, so you totally derailed my thought here.
I'm just trying to access Eastview, New Jersey.
Oh my gosh. He was saying that he can't do the teaching that he does through his videos without playing the examples. And part of me wants to call BS on that. Like, I think I feel like I could do a series on songs that I like and not play enough of the song to get flagged. Like I could just be like, hey, here's the link down below. Go listen to the song as it is, in the provided track on YouTube. And I'm going to discuss it. And I'll put little, like 3-second clips here or there to talk about this one segment that I'm talking about. Like 3 seconds is longer than you think,
It's longer than you think, but I think it depends on the way it's structured. I mean, you think about, take a simple one, take Stairway. Like the intro to Stairway is like 45 seconds long.
But you can talk about Stairway without playing it, and anyone can go and find the track and listen to it.
Sure, but if you're gonna dude, people are lazy, and if you're doing it on your phone, you can't do that at all. It's not
also, isn't he supposed to be a really good musician? He is
a really good musician.
He could pull, and I know that really good musicians get stuck in a demonetization trap where
they're too good.
They're so good that the things that they play get flagged. And I've never experienced that, and I never will, because I suck at guitar and all music in general. So I'll never get flagged that way. But I feel like if you legitimately are a good enough musician, then you can play it in a way to show the thing that you are trying to demonstrate about the song without playing the entire piece or enough of the piece to get flagged. Like, I feel like with any industry online around content, you have to figure out where the edges of the box are. Like, so often the cliche with artists is like, oh, I know you want to work outside the box. No, artists need to know where the box is. Right. You need to know where the barriers are so they can fill the box to its brim. Part of being a entertainer, an infotainer, whatever you want to call yourself, on YouTube, wherever you are, is finding the edges of the box and working with, the criteria that you have to work without going outside of it, without getting yourself in trouble, especially when, your income and preserving your content is on the line.
Okay, here, I'm going to stop you right there for a second.
Sure.
Okay. Here's why none of that actually matters.
Okay, lay it on me.
This is the beauty, whatever you want to call it, of Patreon. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, if Rick Beato gets the same, I'm assuming he has a Patreon. I don't think he's.
If he doesn't, he's leaving money on the table.
If he gets Patreon subs at the same rate that we get Patreon subs, he should have about 4,000 Patreon subs. We have almost 100 subs, 69 or almost 100 Patreons at just 69,420 subs. Plus a few more since then. So if you use that same, he has like 3 million.
Let's just tell everyone forever that we have 69,420.
Yeah. Basically, you work backwards to that, and he should have, if he got the same rate of Patreonage that we do, then he would have like 4,300 patrons.
Wow.
Which, if he got it at the same like average donation that we do, he'd be making $21,000 a month off Patreon.
Damn.
So what my only point is, he's not really even losing money by like getting.
If he's losing money right now, then he is not being smart with his audience.
But what I'm saying is, like, if he's losing money because he's making a video about Led Zeppelin and playing Led Zeppelin, he's making all of that money up on the fan side.
Yeah. I think if he's making anywhere near that, if he's even making half of that doing YouTube, I think it's in poor taste for him to make videos complaining about takedowns and stuff. I don't know, but the content creator side of the content creator side of me is like, oh, you got to milk every little thing that happens. So, that's how you build an audience, is by complaining about things that don't need to be complained about. So I get it. I get it.
I don't blame him for saying this is, and I think we watched the copyright strike video, and he said that was like the first one that he had, and that he got it from
a Cars song.
A Cars song. Apparently a Rick Beato video, it was not just what they needed. Is that the Cars? Or is that Cheap Trick? Dang it. I think I made a joke that...
Good try, Steve.
I've been building that joke in my head for like 20 minutes.
Isn't the Cars Let the Good Times Roll?
It is Let the Good Times Roll. Oh, man. I've been sitting on that one literally since we started talking about...
Oh, no, they did just what I needed.
Oh, okay, cool.
The moment you said Cheap Trick, I was like, oh, yeah, maybe it is Cheap Trick.
What's the Cheap Trick song?
Surrender is a Cheap Trick song.
No, but there's like a really big one.
It's not popping in my head right now. Damn it. You erased my memory by scrambling the Cars with Cheap Trick. Damn you, Steve.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what song he did in the video, but I'm sure it was a great song because the Cars is a great band. But there's ways to contest that stuff.
Yeah.
He made it sound in the video like he's at a dead end and there's nothing he can do. I'm pretty sure there's things he can do.
Oh, you know what? Rick has rickbeato.com, so I don't even think he has, it doesn't even look like he has a...
Rick, get a Patreon, Rick.
Maybe I just can't find the link.
If anyone's... you've got 2 million subs. Percent of those people are going to want to give you money directly. What you could do is you could take that video and you can publish it privately for your Patreons. Be like, hey, here's the one that got taken down. Mm-hmm. Host it somewhere else, like on Vimeo or something.
Okay, he's got something called the Beato Club, the Beato Club.
There you go.
So it's not through Patreon, but it's something similar. So the basic entry is $5 a month. So again, if he's getting the same kind of subscriber rate that we do, he's making like $21,000 a month off of this. I'm not saying he is. Rick, don't come after me. You're never going to see this video anyway. You don't care about me.
He's going to do a takedown video on us.
I hope
Bring it on, Beato. No, he's going to do a takedown video, and he's like, I don't make $22,000 a month. I make 32. And then he's going to send hitmen after us.
Well, I will say,
with all that money that he's got.
There is a Rick Beato Platinum Club at $100 a month, and it's sold out.
Whoa.
So I don't know how many people it takes to sell that out, but he sold it out. Good job, Rick. $100 a month.
I just want to say that our $100 level will never sell out. That's our commitment to our audience.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we love you guys. We wouldn't cut you off like that.
So, I mean, I think overall copyright on YouTube is really interesting. And there are a lot of people who...
Oh, it's definitely a big struggle, and it definitely could be better.
I think most people who are doing critiques videos just accept it for what it is, and they do the Patreon, they do some other side hustle thing, because the reality is normally, again, according to Rick, if you get a copyright claim, so basic copyright claim is, and actually Mary Spender did a video recently talking about copyright claim and was saying something about how she actually makes like more money off of a copyright claim. Because of the way, like, it was really weird, and you have to find the video, but basically she was saying something about how, like, the way the revenue is cut, because it was going through, like, her like, she owns the song.
Right, it's for a song that she...
Yeah, so she was actually getting, like, a better cut off of her own song going, like, the roundabout way. It was weird.
Interesting.
I don't really understand it. And
I'll have to go watch that one.
Maybe I'm getting it super wrong. But anyway, the point is,
Mary, jump into the comments and straighten us out.
Yeah. But the point is, like, this is a known thing on YouTube. You can fight it if you want. According to Rick, when you fight it and lose, you can also get a strike, which is why a lot of these people who are building their channel through lessons or through things that are involving other people's music, just let it happen, because the growth of the channel is, and being able to be flexible and do whatever you want. That's the goal.
Well, I think in his case, I mean, like most of us YouTube people, we're creating so much content that when something has a big wall against it, you just move on. Like, well, I'll make another video. I've got more content to make. I don't want to spend my life fighting this in court or something like that. But definitely go through the process to contest things, whatever way is provided. And if the opportunity shows itself, I hope there's people out there fighting the good fight for us content creators in the courts and stuff like that.
I think he was saying, like, he's fighting the strike because he wants to be able to post the video. He doesn't mind giving the revenue away.
Of course, yeah.
But he wants to be able to post the content.
Yeah.
It was like video 99 of 100 video series, and it was only the third video to receive like a takedown notice, and the only one of, so he's received 3 takedown notices in 100 video series, and only one of those actually received a strike.
Right.
And the strikes, which is weird to me, like the strikes actually, you get basically the copyright holder has to be like, screw you, and this is going on your permanent record.
Right. They have to do an extra thing to really throw the sting on you.
So there's 3 levels. The first level is the Rihanna level, where you want to make money off of Rihanna, but Rihanna says to you, bitch, better have my money. That's level 1.
There we go.
Level 2, I don't know. It's just like they take the video down, and level 3 is it goes on your permanent record. That's the.
I was hoping you were going to have more of a cultural touchdown for each level.
Well, the permanent record one, that's Violent Femmes,
right?
Gone Daddy Gone, right? I don't have a second one where it just disappears. There's a lot of songs about disappearing.
So now you're all caught up, guys, on the Rick Beato news. Oh, man, I hope we got a bunch of clicks off of this. People who want to tune in and find out what we have to say about the thing that Rick already said. What's new, Steve? What do you got going on?
What's new is I thought we were doing an ad.
You want to do an ad first? Let's do an ad first.
We're supposed to. That's what my order says.
This ad, did I screen grab who?
This was sent by Alan Glokler, according to you.
But he found it's a post by Brian Ferguson.
Okay.
But Alan is the one who sent us the post.
Yeah, he says, Brian says, "Hi, folks. Thanks for letting me join your club. I own a Katana 100 combo." Well, is this from Pedalboards of Doom or Pedalboards
I'm not sure.
of Derm?
I've seen this thing get flashed around a bunch of different groups. So this Brian Ferguson guy, he did this project and then he dropped it into a group and people are resharing it. So Brian, if you're seeing this, I want to say first that I admire your handiwork. And now Steve is going to read your whole drop of copy here.
I also have a few cabs. I wanted to use the Katana, and I wanted to use the Katana to drive them, but what started out as a quick 1/4-inch jack socket mod evolved over time. Last week, I took my Katana to bits and the GAFC foot switch, bought some plywood and aluminum, and made this,
guys.
I had to show you my creation. All the parts can be refitted into the combo if I need to, but I can't ever see a need now. So basically, he took the head portion or the amp portion and the I guess the Katana GAFC, which is the foot controller.
Yeah, the foot switch.
And put them all into another.
He made a footboard. He made a floorboard amp out of it.
I think is it like a wedge design or is it just? It's a wedge.
Yeah, it looks wedgy.
It's a wedge.
I think this, honestly, I've said since getting the first Katana that I had, I wish Boss would make a pedal board friendly like version of the Katana.
You know what? He used like this, it's not diamond plate, but it's kind of diamond plate style. But if he would have just used like...
No, that's diamond plate. It's a style of diamond plate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like diamond. It's not like, anyway. Yeah. Why are we arguing about this?
If it was a little dirtier, you could call it Dustin diamond plate.
He's dead.
I'm sorry. Sorry to remind you of
like
his death.
Literally like this week.
I know. He's with Harambe now.
Too soon, Ryan.
Is that too soon or not soon enough?
Soon.
I feel like it's not soon enough. But anyways,
you know what?
I think this is really smart.
Ryan, is what you bringing up Dustin Diamond just brought this podcast to a screeching.
Oh my gosh!
Halt.
Stop. I did have the thought when I heard that he died. It's like that Zach Morris is involved in this somehow. He got him to do something awful and he ended up dying. And now Zach's he's going to get away with it is what's going to happen. Zach is going to get away with it the way he gets away with everything.
Oh my gosh. So anyway,
Zach Morris is trash.
What I was going to say is you have this, if you would have used like a normal aluminum top, this would double as a pedal board.
Oh, for sure.
Like you could probably fit like 4 or 5 pedals up here.
That's the idea. Boss. Make a Boss Katana pedal board that's got the amp controls on the backside of the pedal board, Velcro on the top so you can put other pedals on it, and then a foot switch at the very bottom of it, just like this. So you have the Katana functionality and you have pedal board functionality. It all goes in the same case together. You run a cable out of this to a speaker if you want. You run it to front of house. You do whatever you want, but it's a real Katana. It's the real solid state Katana with the built-in modeling and stuff like that.
Do you think they'd have to pay this guy for like the idea?
They should. They don't have to, but they should.
Yeah. All they have to do is get rid of the diamond plate and do flat aluminum, and it's an all new concept.
They should make it the Brian Ferguson model, like have him put a signature, like do a signature, and they'll print it out on each one. This is the Brian.
It'll just be like called the BFK, the Brian Ferguson Katana.
Yeah,
so people will just think it stands for Boss Flanger Katana. Matt Knight, you know what to do.
Or they could call it the FBK, and people think it's the floorboard katana.
FBK,
but it's the Ferguson Bryan katana.
That's actually a pretty good one. FBK.
So I'm just saying, great work, Brian. And I actually like that he used the diamond plate, because that was like the boss theme on all their videos in the early 2000s. Remember they had like this diamond plate theme for their demos that they would do? Boss early on the demo game, before so many other people, they had demos on the internet, and they had this whole like diamond plate thing.
What was the name of the guy that did all the
guy with like the ramen hair?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Shoot. I hate that I can't remember his name, but I do know that the last I heard, he plays guitar at SeaWorld Orlando now or something like that. Shoot. Okay, in the comments, guys, tell us the name of that guy, and I'll flash a picture of him up here. But yeah, boss, get on it. Make it like $250, the same price as like a Katana 50.
There you go.
You know?
I mean, you're saving money on the speaker, on the cabinet. Well, I guess it's a different cabinet.
It's got an integrated foot switch, so I'm guessing it should be about the same price.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think a ton of people would buy it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they could do it a little bit slicker.
How much do you think this weighs?
This has, a vent on the top for, the heat sink or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure Boss could figure out an official one that doesn't have that. So it's just it's just a pedal board. Like, make a slightly slatted pedal board for the top. Oh, and then put it in one of those plastic molded cases. One of the Boss plastic cases. Like, make a plastic case that it goes into.
The BCB 60, but it's huge.
This doesn't have to be big. Like, the Katana chassis is only like that wide. It doesn't have to be huge.
Is this? Oh, this is the Katana 100. Does the Katana 100 have more knobs?
It's still like that. Like, the Katana 100 and Katana 50 are still like, it's only about that wide. It's not. It wouldn't be a huge pedal board.
I'm looking at this picture right here.
Yeah.
It's this big.
On my iPad, it's about like that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
about
cool.
6 to 7 inches.
Yeah, depending on the size of your iPad.
Okay, big flex over here. Big iPad boy. Actually, I think our iPads are the same.
Yeah.
I'm just don't have my picture maximized.
You were just on a different picture.
Right.
That picture's a grower.
All right, Steve. Oh my gosh, yours is a shower. I get the joke. It's a penis joke. Here we go. What's new, Steve?
What's new is this is a part where we talk about chaseless audio.
Oh.
They make pedals more creative than you are.
That's right, Steve. Oh, this actually gets to be part of my what's new.
Oh, I saw this and I saw this on the Facebook.
I did it, guys. I used money to buy this. This is.
Why is this not open?
The Bliss Factory. I bought this from Tom. After our last
from Tom Kelly.
After our last episode, I mentioned, like, I want one. I really want one. And so Tom wrote me. He's like, I'll sell you mine for the cost that they were new. I was like, I can't turn that down. And it also puts onus on me. We're like, I can't sell it at a markup now because I'll feel terrible. Yeah. I'm not going to scalp this thing.
That's so cool.
But I'm legitimately excited to try out the Bliss Factory. It came in like an hour before Steve got here.
Oh,
Serial
really?
number 198. Lower than I thought. 00198. Do you remember like what the...
I think there's 1,000.
There's 1,000 of these.
Run.
I'm in the first 20%, guys. I'm stoked. I can't wait to try this thing. It's been a long time since I messed around with a Fuzz Factory. Joel is saying that he's going to make a bunch more of these. They just will be a different color scheme, so it won't be the original run that was limited. So hopefully people will not be, scalping them and flipping them for exorbitant amounts in the future.
I think that's the idea. Is the next run will be like a big, like such a ginormous number that
200 billion D6. That's how many they'll make. But yeah, I'm excited to mess around with this. The Fuzz Factory is such a wild circuit, and you can do so many wild things with the control layouts of Chase Bliss pedals.
It cracked me up because I've heard some people say that this pedal is like, I thought since Chase Bliss was on it, they would make a pedal that could be tamed. And it's like, what?
That's not what I want.
What?
No, what I want is the Fuzz Factory with the expression control.
Yeah.
And I want to, throw on a preset and just make screaming, squealing theremin noises. That's what I want. And if I don't get it, I'll be so upset. But I have a feeling I'm going to get it.
So check them out, chaseblissaudio.com. Tell them I sent you.
I think this is a weird brag, but this is the first time I've spent my own money on a Chase Bliss pedal. They're usually just sent to me, and I don't feel bad about it at all. I bought a $450 fuzz pedal, Steve. What am I doing?
I almost bought. I was like, I knew Tom was thinking about selling it back and forth for a while. I did not chase that down though.
I chased my Bliss. Actually, my Bliss found me.
I'll probably get in on it once the new production run goes.
Yeah, you won't have that low serial number though,
But
Steve.
then you might want to trade. What if mine has a better color?
Ah, damn. What if it does? Shoot, you make a good point, Steve.
Yeah.
All right. So now do we do what's new?
Let's talk about what's new.
I'm all rearing to go, and I don't know why, because I just talked about what's new. So what's new with you,
that
Steve?
Is your what's new, isn't it? What's new with me is I'm opening the next ad.
Well, don't do the next ad yet, Steve. Pull your what's new.
I am selling, in the process of selling. So someone from my church gave this to me. This is a 1988.
Careful of this table. I'm just saying from experience.
It's already got some dings in it. This is a 40. It's weird to say, like, not 40. This is a 32-year-old guitar. Mm-hmm. This is a 1988 Japanese Stratocaster from Fender.
Oh, Fender made this Stratocaster.
But it's got EMGs in it. So one of my...
It also has random like wood screws holding things together.
One of my friends at church, so someone we knew from church passed away, was a musician, and...
Rest in peace.
So they asked basically one of our worship staff about selling off this guitar, and she listed it, but the problem is she gets hit up by like dudes who are like, oh, you want $800 for that? Oh, it has EMGs in it. I'll give you $400. And I'm just like, I know I told you 800 and that's high, but the reason I told you 800 was because I was thinking like 600. So 400 is just straight
400 is bonkers, but I think 600 is totally fair for an MIJ. It needs a setup, is what I'll say.
So after getting a few people that were kind of like just lowballing, and it's hard to sell something when you don't know a lot about the instrument. So she's like, "Well, do you want to just take it? Because then when people like try to lowball you know what you're talking about." So I took this and I plugged it in. Just I wanted to see what these EMGs sounded like, and they don't sound like anything because I'm pretty sure the battery's dead.
Right.
So and the battery's just under the pick guard. It's not routed out the back. I took off the trem cover. It's not back there. So what I'm gonna do is I already started talking to Sean over at Gun Street. I need to finalize something with him, and I have the original pick guard, and I actually have a set of Strat pickups that were sent to us from one of our listeners.
Is the original pick guard all singles?
It's all singles.
Okay.
That was sent to us like 3 or 4 years ago. I think they're either Texas Specials, Fender Texas Specials, or they're Fender Tex-Mex, but they're one of the Tex.
Yeah, they're Texan.
So I'm going to drop those in there. And I think just by putting in some proper single coil pickups, most of the people who are like, oh, that's weird, like I'm going to knock this down because it's not original parts, I think those people will chill out.
Yeah, I hope so.
And this isn't a cheap setup. Like the EMG, this I don't know which EMG pickups these are, but a loaded EMG pick guard is like a $200 setup.
There you go. Flip that.
I think there's some and that's the thing that drives me nuts, where the guys are like, well, I'm going to have to pay, that one of the guys was like, I'm going to have to pay $200 to get the prop, like the period pickups and da-da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, but you could sell this pick guard for like $125, $150.
No, they're trying to take advantage of a widow is what's going on. Which is despicable when I say it out loud.
I don't think that was disclosed information. Like, I'm not going to put that information in the ad.
No, but you should reply to every email that's a lowball. Hey, man, you're trying to take advantage of a widow.
So I'm going to try to do a little work on this. I might actually
guys, think about that next time.
I might put these cool witch hat knobs on the new one.
Yeah, I like the witch hat knobs. They kind of stick out farther than a normal Strat knob, which would bother some people, but I like the look a lot.
But also, is volume tone is normal, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
2 tones.
That's how long
That's why Strats sound so good, is because they have twice the tone.
Twice the tone.
Yeah.
So this is my what's new. This is a little semi project. I need to get this through. This neck is like so much.
The neck,
so worn out.
I was playing it. It's a really interesting shape. Like, it feels wider before it gets to the edge of the fretboard, and then it rolls in kind of slowly around the edge. It's not rounded at the edge, but it starts to round before it gets to the edge. And it's just this really chunky, wide C. Like, it's not thick, but it's wide.
I think it's just like a really played in.
Oh, it's definitely a well-played guitar. The frets are mostly flat across the range of the neck. If I owned it, I'd probably take it to someone to get crowned or something like that, because some of those frets are really flat.
I'm not going to deal with it.
But I think it's really cool, and the color is really cool too.
We don't know what color this is. I sent this. I actually sent some pictures and the serial number to Fender to find out what color this is.
It's like a metallic blue, but it's not Pelham. It's like the color of like a Dodge Viper.
I still think that this is like a funky aging on a Lake Placid. That's like made.
But Lake Placids it's like Lake Placid with a candy blue over the Lake Placid.
There's like at certain angles there's like a yellow green thing going on that I
think the yellow green thing is the aging, but I think this bright blue is not Placid. Also, the finish is a lot thinner than I thought it would be. Look at the chipping on the back. Look how thin the paint is. Like the Japanese Strats that I've seen that are chipped, especially like the iridescent ones, it's like candy coated on there, like ridiculously thick. Like it was like dipped in a vat of like melted caramel corn or something like that thick. Like that actually looks like a really thin poly finish, which is interesting to me.
So I don't know. Maybe they'll come back and say, oh, that serial number's, that's the long lost print signature Stratocaster that we never actually released. It's the only one. It's worth $20 billion.
$20 billion.
It's worth more than any guitar that Eric Clapton has ever tried to sell at auction, or anyone who bought an Eric Clapton in 2000 and then tried to resell it.
Steve will be very generous, of course. He will split the earnings with the widow 60-40, right?
Well, I told them it's like $600 to $800, so I owe them $600 to $800.
Oh my gosh. That would be so despicable. And that's how you become Super Rich Steve. We've discovered Super Rich Steve's origins, and it is terrible.
Oh, you know what else is new?
What else is new?
Do you got anything new?
Just I redid this whole thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
It looks so clean in here.
Yeah,
it's so nice.
It's a lot. You guys probably can't tell because it's subtly different, but I am thinking about painting the walls blue instead of gray.
The same blue as that Stratocaster, probably.
Well, I've got swatches on the wall behind you. I'm trying to decide which swatch to go with. But yeah, I'm
more of a Victorinox man myself.
I went and, I got back from JHS. Immediately I drove to IKEA to buy white IKEA furniture. But I'd been planning on getting more furniture for a while. And I was actually wanted to get gray furniture to match the rest. And they were out. All that was left was white. I was like, well, I guess I'm breaking it up now. Mm-hmm. And that's pushing me to get more creative with colors on the set and not just do the monochrome thing that I've been doing forever.
Right.
So expect to see changes around here. I still have a bunch of videos that we shot on the old set. That I need to edit and publish.
You got to edit it so you can see the new. You got to get rid of the background and put the new background in those. That's a thing you can do, right?
Yeah, I'll just do that. It'll be so easy to just cut us out of the old background. Someone asked the other day in a comment, like, is this green screened? Is that really behind you? Yeah, it's really, guys. It's really there. It's
one of these days you should should bring the green screen in. We should go to Guitar Center and just take one picture of the Guitar Center wall and then put the green screen in here and just put the Guitar Center background and see people like, oh, you changed your wall again.
I could do Roadcase videos without going anywhere if I just green screen it. There was a channel that was green screening a guitar wall behind them. I can't remember which one it was. It was years ago. Oh. But when they revealed it, I was like, number one, good green screen work. Wow, you fooled me. My eye didn't catch it. Number two, why? Why are you doing that? I can see that you actually do have guitars around. You are in a space that you could decorate. Why are you green screening? Like it was a little bit baffling to me. But yeah, this is all real.
Yeah.
This is really the life I live. And it's a little sad.
So my other what's new is I tried to become a GameStop millionaire.
Oh my gosh.
It hasn't worked yet.
Oh my gosh. No, most people who heard about it too late.
I heard about it on the way up. If I would have sold when I was awake at its highest, I would have made a decent chunk for what I put in.
Yeah.
But now I'm in the club of, and I'm not like, there are people who got in at like 300 and still haven't gotten out, and it's at like $50 now.
Right.
And so I'm in with those people, but with a lot less money on the line than that, because I got in like at my average share cost is like $80.
Okay.
But now it's funny because there's a whole group of people who are like, yeah, if I sell my shares, like I invest, like there are people who went big and invested like $10,000 because they're day traders or whatever.
Right.
They're like, yeah, if I sell, I'm gonna lose $7,000. But if I never sell, then I never lose. So I mean, because that's the reality of the stock market, right?
Right.
Until a business completely vaporizes, like you haven't lost money until you sell. So, but
it's the thing. It's the same as like, if you keep product around for 90 days and you're losing money.
It's lost opportunity cost, potentially.
Like that's money that you don't have to invest in other things.
Right. I just think it's funny that
if you look at it and because there are stock, I do tiny little bit of stock stuff. I made.
Did you ever make money on Chipotle?
No, I lost money on Chipotle. But if I had sat on it, I would have.
Oh, okay.
I knew that it would come back, but I got impatient and was like, I don't want to deal with this. But if I'd sat on it long enough, I probably would have made the same amount of money I made moving that money over to other things. But it's like you could sit there and wait for decades, years, months, whatever, for that stock to rise up again for you to be breaking even or to make a little bit, or you could be like, well, I could take this $500 and I could put it on something that will grow for the time being.
It's true.
So I don't know. I don't recommend people doing the stock market.
You're not an individual stocks guy. Are you an ETF guy? ETF board?
No, I have all sorts of individual stocks, but I'm doing stocks more as like self-entertainment.
Okay.
Like if I lost everything overnight and be like, well, that was an experiment,
Right.
It's I would be flipped out of my mind all day long if I was reliant on stocks. Stocks performing for me.
You can't do it as like a. I don't know. I don't understand how, like one of my coworkers is like really into stocks, and he does all of like the intermediate to advanced stock stuff. So he's doing like option stuff, and I don't think he's done margin, but he does a lot on options, and he did the GameStop thing and actually made money on it.
Someone asked us if we were going to become a stocks channel because like some other YouTube channels like completely changed like formats to be like, okay, now we're a stocks channel.
We're not a stocks channel. I'm just telling the story. But he was telling me like the night that like basically he bought one day and then the next day he sold, because that was one of the low to high days. And he was like, yeah, I didn't sleep last night. He's like, basically I was joking with him. I was like, well, the market opens at 6:30. So if you want to wake up early, like, so you can sell right at 6:30. He's like, yeah, I woke up at like 4.
Yeah.
To like start my day, and like I couldn't go back to sleep.
My sister knows someone who had a pile of GameStop stocks that he bought like 3 years ago.
Yeah. When it was all like couple bucks.
He just bought it for whatever reason, and he had been sitting on it and kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden his phone started blowing up with all this stuff, and he's like, what? And he goes and checks on it, and he has all this money in there, and he sold it before it hit its peak, but he still walked away with six figures.
Dang.
Yeah. He hit enough of a peak. But anyways, let's talk about this ad.
I bought Dogecoin at like 3 cents. So when it hits 99 cents, I'm going to have like $12.
Yeah, boy.
Talk about this ad.
This is a J Mascis Squire Jazzmaster that has seen.
I remember this.
This is legitimate battle damage. This is not a novelty vanity relic. This is a real relic. Like, don't show me your relics unless it's missing, like 8 ounces of wood. The way this one
what's
is.
that about?
This is going to be the future of relics.
How does that happen?
I don't even know how that happens. That is such a gnarly break. The top horn, kind of near where the top strap peg is, literally has a chunk about the size of half of a Twinkie taken out of it. Like it's that those dimensions. It's like half a Twinkie. Like you could take half a Twinkie, you could shove it in there, you could, squirt some super glue over it and do like those, videos where people fill things in with ramen. You could fill it in with a Twinkie and lacquer over it to fill it in. Also, there's all kinds of other bonkers damage all over the body. Basically, it looks like this thing fell out of a car or something. Like the body is cracked laterally along its length in all sorts of really terrible, compromising ways. And then there's a really odd pickup. It looks like there was some sort of like photo treatment applied over a Jazzmaster pickup that doesn't have any poles on it.
Yeah, so I don't understand what that one is. The other one is it's just the style. Maybe that's both of them, but it's a company called Black Tri. But it's spelled BLK/TRI. And they're called Lights in the Sky pickups, or LITs. They're hand-wound scatter coil pickups made one at a time. No two are exactly alike. Basically, it kind of, from reading about it, I don't know anything about this company. I've never heard of them. Their website is very hipstery. Like it's just white background, small text, and some pictures. It looks like, it looks like they should have a Supreme pickup, basically. And there's a neck and a bridge pickup. They're currently not for sale, or they're currently sold out, but they are $120 each. It's like the neck looks like it's in pretty good shape.
So the pickups are $120 each.
Yeah.
120, you said.
$120 each.
So that's we'll count them as used. We'll call them $200 in pickups. This is a guitar, but you have to subtract the value of the original pickups. So let's call them $125 pickups, because you're not going to be replacing. You trying to find Jazzmaster pickups. You're going to spend at least that much on even the cheapest set. So $120 in pickups. They want $300 for this. On Reverb right now, J Mascis Jazzmasters are going for $500. Is this only $75 worth of damage on this guitar?
No, it's more than. Hold on, where are you getting some?
Because I'm adding the value of the pickups to what they're charging for the guitar. Or what am I doing here? I did my math all weird.
The math back because you said these are like $500 new, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the only thing I would say is I don't know exactly what the story on these pickups are. I'm trying to find any. Okay,
because the way I was trying to do the math is I'd have to subtract 125 from 300. So I can't think right now.
So 175.
175. Is this $325 worth of damage on this guitar? I guess that sounds more right.
I kind of like this chunk on the upper horn is kind of disconcerting to me. The crack might go through the whole body.
Oh, it for sure does. It's to have it showing through the paint like that. That is a compromising crack for the strength of the body. If it gets a good hit, that upper bout is going to pop off for sure. But this thing already got a really good couple of hits. Like that crack up the back.
Is it just being held together by the pick guard?
You see that crack in the back, that body might split down the middle eventually.
But that crack doesn't go all the way through to the front. That's what I'm saying.
It probably almost does. There's very little wood. I'd almost say take this guitar apart, finish the crack, snap it in half, and then glue it back together to be sure that it won't break. Or wait for it to break on its own and then glue it back together. I'm pretty sure you could break it in half and glue it back together and it would be a totally fun and functional guitar.
Ryan, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Does this look like a hand grenade to you?
No.
Does this look like a horseshoe to you?
No.
Almost doesn't count.
Okay.
As the great American songstress Brandy once said.
Oh my gosh.
Almost doesn't count.
I would have a tough time paying $300 for this. No matter the pickups. I would be like, the pickups don't count. I don't care. Take the pickups out and I will pay you $125 for it. That's what I would say. Neck included.
This whole time I've been looking at that bridge pickup thinking that that was a reflection.
No, it's like a photograph that's wearing away.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird.
Why is this pickup reflecting a
Grass.
like a grassy image, and the other pickup is black with paint on it or something?
Yeah, I mean, they're not matching pickups.
No.
So somebody sold these pickups, had a pair of similar pickups listed on Reverb. They were set 335/336. Listed 3 years ago, and they sold. Well, they did sell. They were listed for $220. I do kind of like the pickups look weird and kind of cool.
I want to know about. I really like the thought of a Jazzmaster pickup that has no pull pieces. I like that idea visually.
Yeah.
I don't like the photo thing that's wearing off on this, but I have a feeling you could continue to wear off the photo completely. But I like that idea of a completely blank pickup. But what do you think about wanting this guitar for $125? Do you think that person would take it if I said keep the pickups? I look at that giant chunk. I look at the crack in the body, and I'm like, if I had this thing in my possession, I would see if it's flexing on that crack.
Ryan, this is normal wear. It says in the ad, normal wear.
Totally normal wear. I'd see if it was flexing on that crack, and if it was, I would break it all the way and then re-glue it and set it.
Would you refin it so people couldn't tell?
No. I would leave it all messed up. And then that giant chunk in the top, I think I would do the ramen thing as a joke.
Oh my God.
Ramen and epoxy, and leave it with the ramen exposed, but sand it smooth to fit. And you're like, yeah, there was a big chunk out of this, and I filled it with top ramen and epoxy resin. There's something charming about a really beat up Jazzmaster, and I think J Mascis would approve of this thing. I really think he would.
And that's kind of like where I almost feel like the value's almost there, because if you're in the kind of band that like. There's certain bands where I could see, like, if you had the money, then the problem is the kind of bands that fit this aesthetic probably don't want to spend $300. They want to smash it themselves. But I kind of like the neck actually looks like it's in good shape.
I feel like you could like come up with a purpose for that giant chunk. Like you clean it up and you could like store your keys in there or something, or like hollow it out enough and you could like store a slide in there. Like it could become something.
There's a J Mascis neck that's getting active bids on eBay at $153 with no tuners. One day, 14 hours to go.
So you're saying I'd have to pay more than $125 for this?
I'm saying like if the neck is in good shape, which maybe it's not, you can't really tell.
This guitar took such heavy damage that I'd be surprised if the neck... I mean, it looks fine in the photos, but I would be surprised if it didn't have something going on.
Maybe, but what if like they took the neck off and did this? Like, what if it's very intentional?
How does that giant chunk happen, though? Like, how did that even happen?
Stratosphere sells these necks for $170.
Wow. That it's so wild.
I'm just saying, like, I'm genuinely intrigued at $300. I think at $200 I'm buying and not even asking questions.
Wow.
I don't know why. That's just my gut feeling on this, man.
If it was in front of me at like the swap meet or something, and I saw it for $300, I would probably say $150, and then I'd probably walk away at $200. So you're probably right.
Walk away with the guitar at $200.
At $200.
Yeah.
And then if they tried to go above $200, I'd be like, I don't know. I was really looking at the beef jerky stall a couple aisles over there. So I'm going to go
$150 of beef jerky.
I'm going to go take my money to the beef jerky stall.
Beef jerky boys.
Yeah, and then the guy would be like, "Your loss."
Yeah, your loss.
Yeah.
This guitar was smashed by J Mascis himself.
If it was, that'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty fun. All right, let's talk about the album,
Let's talk about our next sponsor.
Oh.
Big Ear Pedals.
Oh, you grabbed it.
We found out today that the loaf, unlike Ryan's dream, Ryan, what do you want
to me, loaf stands for low AF.
Yeah. Loafing is what, and I don't know why I didn't think about this. Loafing is what, well, cats do it. My cat does it all the time. It's when they sit on like something and they look like a big like meatloaf or cat loaf or whatever.
It's something that bunnies do
it's
too.
Something that bunnies do.
And Grant and Karen have bunnies.
Yeah.
And so that's what this is named after their white bunny loafing around.
Loafing around, because when an animal loafs, it just looks so warm and fuzzy, just like the loaf.
But I think someone saw a rabbit doing that and like, whoa, that rabbit is low AF.
Oh my gosh. So if you want a loaf or anything else, that is super rad, high quality pedals, go check out bigearpedals.com.
Yep.
All right, Ryan, you ready to talk about this album?
Oh my gosh.
We're going to review it.
Steve threatened me with this album last week.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
And it's the first time I've ever listened to more than a portion of a Taylor Swift song. Like I've heard many of these songs in snippets in commercials, movies, shows, the mall, the grocery store, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I've heard songs back to back like this. What do you think, Steve? Do you think I liked it or do you think I disliked it?
I don't know.
The album was 1989.
It was 1989.
Okay.
Did you only listen to 1989? Because I sent you 2 albums. But,
yeah, I only listened to 1989.
Okay.
I got to the end of it and I was like, I don't know if I. Okay, so it's you tell me. Do you think I liked it or not? I kind of just
it sounds
showed it off.
Sounds like you didn't like it, Ryan.
Here's my take on it. If my kids got into Taylor Swift and they wanted to listen to her on a road trip or driving around or something like that, it wouldn't ruin my life. It wouldn't. Right. It wouldn't be like, oh, great, now I gotta listen to Taylor Swift. But I will say that if there was a Cure versus Smiths rivalry going on and you had to pick a camp between Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish, I'd be on the Billie Eilish team.
There was
quick.
There was kind of a Smiths versus the Cure rivalry.
No, that's what I'm referencing.
Between Taylor Swift and Katy Perry.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter.
But it's more like the fan bases, I guess.
That honestly makes more sense as far as the style of the music, because it's deeply pop.
Yeah.
Like, this is pop music. This is like, honestly, this could have come out 2001, 1998, and it would have been, right alongside Britney Spears.
I feel like first of all, I would say I don't think you've listened to enough Britney Spears. That's your takeaway.
I was a teen in college age when that was happening, and I had plenty of friends that were listening to it, and I listened to that.
I'm not saying you haven't heard Britney Spears. I'm saying
okay. No, I'm saying like
Britney Spears is very much like a dance. Anyway, not the point.
Right.
Not the point. I actually listening to this. I was telling this to some people who were, I don't want to say they were offended.
My point was Katy Perry's pop. Taylor Swift is pop.
Yeah.
You cannot rework those songs easily to be, other styles. Where when I listened to Billie Eilish, I was like, you could turn this into a 9 Inch Nails song and it would work. You can't do that with those pop albums.
All right, guys, here's a challenge. This is the challenge. It is Taylor Swift 1989. I want pop punk covers of this album.
No, we gotta finish the last. We gotta finish our current contest before we start a new one.
But yeah, so what I was saying is I feel like this album, maybe more than like other Taylor Swift albums, it feels like a product of its time. A lot of people love this album. A lot of people consider this like the best Taylor Swift album. This is peak Taylor, 2014.
I think if you like one of the songs on this album, then you're sure to like all of them, because it felt very samey to me across the entire thing. I think,
in hindsight, and I was the one who assigned you the album, but I actually think you would probably enjoy Red more. Red is a more pop. Red is late stage Counting Crows.
Okay.
it's a lot of acoustic guitar driven pop music. It's like it's not late 90s.
Well, here's the thing.
It's not late 90s pop, but it's like
my issue, the things I don't like about it are not the music production. I'm fine with the production side of it. I'm fine with the instrumentation of it. I'm fine with all of that. I think the thing I really don't like is Taylor Swift. So I don't think listening to another album will fix that for me. I don't like... Okay, here's the thing I was hearing. You know how I have safety riffs?
Yeah.
And I play the same 4 safety riffs all the time, and I can't seem to break out of it. I was... After, this 18-track album or whatever it is...
Yeah.
I was like, I know all 4 of Taylor's safety riffs, and she uses them. They're little vocal things that she does, and she uses them in every single song.
Right.
And it's like, I don't really want to hear that, little melody hiccup thing she does anymore. I don't want to hear the breathy little bridge breakdown thing she does anymore. Like, I'm hearing these same safety things that she does. You can call them safety riffs, or you could call them her signatures.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think I want to hear these anymore. I don't want to hear these signatures anymore. I'm over them. Also, I'm not into the lyrics at all. Like, the messages of the song are fine. The stories of the songs are fine, but there's just so many lines.
Are you telling me that when you started this album with Welcome to New York, you didn't feel welcome to New York?
I felt too welcomed to New York is the problem. Let me get to my notes.
Are you telling me you don't have a list of Starbucks lovers?
I wrote "Shake It Off" is cringe.
Shake It Off is really like, and that is,
okay.
That Shake It Off is the song that you couldn't escape.
All right. I wrote, there's something about her lyrical style that I don't like. Bad Blood feels especially awkward to me. And then I put in quotes, Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. Ugh. No, stop. And then right after that...
But it's true, Ryan. That's a true statement.
That is medically true. So she might be a doctor.
She's a Dr. Taylor Swift.
Dr. Taylor Swift. What are you doing, nurse? Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. Let me get in there and fix this for you. I started to notice those kinds of lines so often that I just wrote r/I'm 14 and this is deep, which is a subreddit that I frequent, where people find, little things posted on the internet where people are trying to be deep, but it just reveals like, oh, this is the first time you've encountered like a deep thought, and this is actually like hilariously bad. Like it's that level of like cringe for me in the songwriting, but at the same level, I get why people like it so much.
There were
I get why she's had success, and I certainly don't want to see her not be successful. And there's certainly tons and tons of dumb music that I love that other people would listen to the lyrics and listen to the various hooks and mannerisms that happen in it and be like, oh, this is dumb. But I love it. I'm fine with people loving this. And I know that you are, you're a big Tay-Tay fan over here, Steve.
Yeah, I would say in re-listening to this album, I felt like I picked the wrong album as I was re-listening to it. I should have, I picked it because, like I said, it's probably her most broadly accepted best album.
All right. Well, it certainly had plenty of hits on it. Like, I've heard a bunch of those songs.
I think I didn't. The second album I sent you was Folklore, which I have said Folklore was the perfectly timed album.
Okay.
Because it was, the whole story is like she went into a cottage or whatever, a remote studio in New York, and recorded this during a pandemic, and it's the perfect pandemic album kind of a thing. So I kind of wish I would have given you that one, but I tried to go with the maybe the more clickbaity one. I don't know.
Sure. Well, I will say I don't think I have any interest in pursuing any more Taylor Swift.
All right.
But maybe I'll listen to one track off of it and see like if it's any different.
Well, it's very like Wikipedia actually calls it an indie folk album.
All right.
Which might be worse for you. But like to give you.
But does she sing the same like kind of breathy style, and does she still do the same?
What her voice sounds like.
But does she do the same like like little vocal mannerisms that she does in all her songs?
Probably.
And is the lyrical content still "I'm 14 and this is deep"?
I think it's 14 and this is deep, but in a different way. It's more 14 and this is deep because I've been reading a lot of Lord of the Rings.
Okay, that's not getting any better.
Like I think
I was hoping that you would say Nietzsche. Is that how you pronounce it? I always read it. I don't actually know how to pronounce
or Nietzsche. I think it's pronounced niche.
Shut up.
No, so what I was saying is
Nietzsche.
I've heard the various. What I was going to say is, I
was hoping she was a nihilist.
Yeah, a nihilist. Aren't they nihilists?
Is it nihilist or nihilist? I don't know how to say words. I just read the words.
Well, what I'll say about folklore is folklore. It has a lot of the. I would say it probably has a lot of the same things, but I would also say that it's a lot more. It has a lot more whimsy.
Okay.
In it. And that's what I mean by
By whimsy, do you mean banjo? Does it have banjo in it, Steve?
I mean, it might. I don't know that it has banjo, but it does have Bon Iver. So.
Okay. Does it have ukulele?
Probably. Somewhere.
Okay. There's the whimsy. We found the whimsy.
It's got a couple. I think it's a better song to song. I think it's a better album.
All right.
I'm not saying you're gonna like it. She says shit on the first track.
Oh, damn it,
She cusses
Steve.
on this album, Ryan.
We just lost.
You said penis like an hour ago.
Yeah, but you're allowed to say that.
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
Well, now we might as well swear. Crap, duty, poo-poo, vagina, penis, titties. Great.
What?
We ruined the episode in the last couple minutes of it, Steve.
Speaking of ruining the episode, you ready to do some house?
I tore into Taylor Swift. What is your, you want to give a succinct defense since you are a Taylor Swift lover?
I think, going back and re-listening to 1989, I picked it because I know it's the most popular one. It's the one that made Ryan Adams pop culturally important.
Oh.
Because basically nobody gave two craps about that dude until he covered 1989.
Oh.
Bunch of Ryan Adams fans are going to be mad at me right now. Guess what? I don't care.
No one cares about Ryan Adams fans anymore.
Screw that guy. Also, Marilyn Manson.
Oh, yeah. Screw that guy.
Maybe you would have been a cooler dude if you actually got a rib removed. I stole that joke from someone else. I think I stole that joke from Andrew Renaud.
That's actually a pretty good joke.
Maybe you wouldn't have been such a creep if that was a true story.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it's hilarious that my opinion of Marilyn Manson right now as a 40-year-old man, almost 40-year-old man, probably lines up pretty close to my parents' opinion of Marilyn Manson when they were 40 years old. Right. It's come full circle. Way to go, Marilyn. I didn't think about you for 20 years, and now here we are. Now I think about you, and I think you're trash.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I think 1989 it was like a hard album for me to come back to. I listened to the whole thing, and it's fine. It's just I don't think it's my favorite album. I think.
What is the thing you don't like about it that makes it not your favorite?
I think some of it was probably the hit factory of it.
So it's too good. Says Steve.
No, hits doesn't a hit doesn't mean a song is good. It just means it's a hit.
Right.
I mean, you think the Macarena is good? You think Barbie Girl's a good song?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well,
you just asked the wrong question, Steve. Try to not have that stuck in your head right now, just thinking about that song. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world is fantastic.
We're going to get a copyright strike
I'm made of plastic. Oh, Rick Beato, you warned us. You warned us, Rick, and we didn't listen. Oh, damn it.
No, I think it's one of these things where the production's too slick. It's maybe, like you said, it's 14-year-old girl deep thoughts, but without any.
I don't think it's 14-year-old girl deep thoughts. I think it's
14-year-old.
No, I think it's sophomore college deep thoughts, but the kind of sophomore college deep thoughts that 14-year-old girls just love. Oh, they love it so much they've never heard prose so deep and so fulfilling. Band-Aids can't heal bullet holes. She's right. That's what my heartbreak feels like. It feels like bullet holes, and the Band-Aids are something. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say, this, 1989 is considered the album that was like her full pop transition, because like I said, the album before this, Red, still had a lot of like I don't want to say actual instrumentation.
No, that's not fair.
Snobby way, but it had more traditional instrumentation.
Sure.
This was definitely a pop album. Like I said, Red is more. Red has some artifacts in it. Like the song "Trouble" off of Red has a freaking EDM bass drop in it.
How long have we been talking about Taylor Swift?
10 minutes.
It feels like 1,000 years.
15 minutes. So I think as she's gotten older, she's kind of moved more towards, and again, maybe it's just 2020. 2020 was the year to release serious albums. I
think 2021 should be the year to release hilariously funny albums. Like, let's lighten it up. 2021, let's get fun. That's what I'm saying.
Did you just steal that from a Bim Bam?
I wish. What is their 2021 saying?
I don't remember.
It's something about big dogs, I think.
Oh, yeah. 2020 Big Dogs Run.
Yeah, 2020 Big Dogs Run.
I want to do some housekeeping.
Yeah, do the housekeeping, Steve.
Housekeeping. If you'd like to support the show, head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehum, where if you sign up in the next 6 months, you could be our 100th Patreonager. Or maybe not. I don't know. This week, we'd like to, if you sign up, I don't know, go to the website, check it out. I'm not really selling this week, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank Moss Land for joining us at the $5 level. Moss was on the live stream the other day.
Yeah, the 69-420 live stream.
And JL Bumgardner also joined at the $5 level.
That's a good name.
But it was very confusing because you can sign up for a full year. So I just got this email.
Do math.
No, I just got this email that said JL Bumgardner has pledged $55. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
I was like, is that a what? And then I figured out that it was annual. So that's still cool. That's an option for you. You save you get 1 free month if you sign up for a full year.
There you go.
And Michael Neighbors at the Neighbors at the $1 level. And whether it's $1, $5 a year,
please,
a month,
won't
whatever,
you be my neighbor?
$10, $26, whatever you want. You can send some money over to us, and we super appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ryan probably bought all those IKEAs with the Patreon money.
I definitely did, and actually paid for travel costs to go to JHS with Patreon money. The Patreons are one of the more important sponsors of the Roadcase stuff, because they actually pay the travel costs. So I was thinking about that. I need to figure out a way to incorporate that information into the next series of Roadcase videos, which are coming out soon. I shot 6 videos at JHS, and I've got 4 videos that I shot at Moe's Guitars here, and I've got all the sponsors lined up. So hopefully this week I'll get the first episode up.
I need to get you a new list.
Yeah, of the patrons. Also, I want to say, we're really late in the episode. We need to talk about this earlier next episode so that people know about it. People who already do know about it are excited. We're doing another song contest. We're doing Unska My Song. All you need to do is find a ska song that you think would be known or recognized as a ska song and cover it in a non-ska style.
Unska my song.
Take out all the horns.
This isn't working. We should have practiced. All right, you ready to hit this last ad?
Are we talking about practice?
Practice? That's usually my joke.
I know, and it's so bad. That's why I raced you to it. Okay, who sent this one in? I don't know.
The ad. I don't know, man. They're just numbers. Cody Hanlon sent this. This is a Squire Pabase Fender Squire Custom 5 pickup bass, one of a kind, $500. Just because it's one of a kind doesn't mean it's worth $500.
Now hold on, Steve. I have a big question for you.
Okay.
Is this really a 5 pickup bass, or do you count a P bass pickup to be 2 pickups?
I only see 4. Wait.
You're missing.
No, there are 5 pickups here.
You are missing.
P bass is 1 pickup.
You're missing this one.
No, yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, now I see that.
Okay, the P bass is 1 pickup.
P bass is 1. It says split,
but it's kind of individual.
It's a split coil.
They're split coil.
Okay, If you had a Fender 12, an old
I would
Fender
count
12,
them as separate pickups.
So you think the Mustang Tic Tac is 2 pickups?
Yeah.
You count that as 2 pickups, not 1 pickup.
Yeah. If they want to be 1 pickup, then they need to be bridged together by a plastic cover the way the G&Ls are.
I was going to say, are the G&L? I couldn't remember if
no, those are 1 pickup.
Unibody or not.
But these are independent of each other. They're not connected physically. They're 2 pickups.
They're connected by wires.
Yeah, so is everything else on the guitar.
But like you wouldn't unwire them. It wouldn't make sense.
You could though if you wanted.
I guess.
Okay, it's a 5 pickup bass. 5 pickups is still impressive in a bass guitar.
Do you think if it was 6 pickups, it would be worth more?
Is it impressive?
It would be $600?
Maybe. So someone has taken a Squier P bass. They want $500 for it. And they've loaded 4 extra pickups in it. One is like it's actually a guitar pickup. They put a guitar like a Filtertron style pickup in the very, very bridge position. They put an Ernie Ball big fat humbucker, like heavy slugged thing, right next to that, moving towards the middle. Then you've got the stock P bass pickup, and then you have, what are those called? It's the little single coil pickup that goes into like Bronco basses.
It's a P bass. That's the old school P bass.
That's the old school P bass pickup, and then some sort of covered mini bucker in the neck. Oh, another Filtertron cover, but it's like all black.
But it's like a blacked out.
It's like a black mini Filtertron. Are you curious about this at all, Steve? Do you look at this and go like, I want to hear what that sounds like?
No, sorry.
Oh, also the pick guard is snapped. Do you see this?
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
Well, you snap it is what you do.
Right. Sure.
I bet you anything they were like, I got to get into the controls because it's not working. And they didn't want to take the whole thing apart. So they just undid the screws and held out part of it and just bent it until it snapped.
Oh my gosh. I hope not. That's sad.
I think that's what happened.
Do you think
because it's not a clean break, it like shattered.
Where do you think they got all these pickups? Do you think they gotta? This is what I don't understand.
From the pickup store, Steve. I don't know.
They're listing. They've listed this for $500, basically $100 per pickup.
Basically,
maybe even $83 per pickup if you count the P bass as 2 pickups, like Ryan. That is like a humbuckery. I don't even know if that looks too small to be a Music Man pickup. It looks weird.
Yeah, it all looks weird.
But I'm saying like that pickup that's like a humbucker, it doesn't even really look right.
Here's what I think is going on. This guy is like, I need to know what all these different pickups sound like in a bass. Mm-hmm. He built this bass, he put it all together, and he's like, you know what? It's that Filtertron in the bridge position. That's my signature sound. Now I can get rid of this bass and I can go build a bass that just has that. And I don't need to ask this question anymore. I figured out my sound. It is a Filtertron guitar pickup so close to the bridge that it barely outputs anything for a bass. I bet you anything, the neck pickup sounds best on this no matter what.
You think so?
Probably not, but probably closest to like a traditional bass sound.
Probably, maybe not, but you know.
I don't know. What are you? You're a long guitar boy. What do you think about this?
I'm just trying to figure out it bothers me that I have no idea what these pickups are.
Like, what do you want to know about them?
I just want to know where they came from. I want to know why this guy thinks that they're worth so much.
No, this guy got on AliExpress and ordered every pickup that he saw.
That's what I think they are. That's literally what I think is happening.
Because none of them are marked in any sort of way. Like those Filtertrons don't have any marks, which means they came off of some
Filtertrons are the
budget site or something.
That's like the same thing that the Eastwood pickups are.
Sure.
I don't know, man. I just I don't like this at all.
How does it make you feel, Steve?
It just makes me feel weird.
I want to see this done because there's so much space on a bass guitar. I want to see a bass guitar with, I'm doing the math in my head right now, 15 lipstick pickups. I think they would all fit.
Just one after the other.
Yeah, one after the other, like a washboard. Just a washboard of lipstick pickups. and then a slider to select them.
Oh my gosh.
A 15 position slider. Click, 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 click. One at a time.
Is that a thing?
Or 15 little toggle switches.
Oh, there we go. 15 toggles. Yeah. That'll work.
Or 15 volume knobs to blend them all together. You got to admit, it would look pretty sharp to have a washboard.
That actually sounds like something that like the Pinto would do.
Yeah, totally.
Presenting the DePinto Bass 15.
It's not 15 strings, it's 15 pickups.
Yeah.
All right, man. Tell us about the song. Let's get out of here.
All right, this song was sent to us by Nate Leslie. This is the second song we're playing from him from, I think, in recent months. He says, hey guys, the song is called Finger. Second track from my 2014 solo album, Awake Music. I recorded in an apartment, in an apartment bedroom, tracking my Warmoth Jazzmaster and Telecaster through a Vox AC30. It was so long ago now that I don't remember what effects I specifically use. But I often use a Mooger Fooger Murph for drive, turning the effect down and the gain all the way up. Enjoy the cowbell. If you want to hear more, head on over to nateleslie.bandcamp.com.
I already like it. I'll say I like it a lot better than I like the Taylor Swift album.
Wow.
That was fun. That was a fun track.
Cool.
I like all the sounds going on in there. All the squealing, squelching sorts of sounds happening in that. Good riffs too. What do you think, Steve?
I liked it.
Now I want to hear
like the Nate Leslie stuff.
I want to hear a ska song done in that style. All right, bye everyone. Stay grounded.